What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? Sorry I'm late. Couldn't remember if I set it for 8:15 or 8:20, but either way I'm late. So it doesn't matter, I guess, right? How is things going? Hopefully you guys are doing okay. We had a great weekend, an absolute great weekend. Go over what we're going to talk about today. And then we'll jump to the live chat, see who's in here, and then we'll get started. We're going to talk about the fun we had this weekend at 2A EDU's little get together, and we had an absolute great time. It was added for those of you guys that go over to his channel for his live streams. It was at one of the members' houses. Gentleman that goes by the handle of Pillbox Bunker had it at his place, and what a gracious host. Along with 2A EDU, his lovely wife, his beautiful daughter, they really set up a really nice gig. We had a great time, and we'll get into all that, and had a ton of fun. It was so nice to put faces with names and all that good stuff. Have some great conversations, some good shooting, a lot of cool guns, and we had a great time. So we'll get into that. Talk a little bit about, getting to know people like that. It's always good to have a network of friends, neighbors, and what that means in your overall plan, preparedness kind of thing. It's always good to have not only people in your backyard next door, but a spread out network where you can, if things were to get tough out there, that where you could get some information, you could see what's going on in other areas, that kind of thing. So, right now it's all fun and all, but who knows? One day you might need an update or something like that, or maybe you're stranded somewhere. Maybe a car breaks down and you go, hey, I met so-and-so and he lives in this town. I could give him a call, kind of thing. And they could help you out, or at least steer you in the right direction to find some help, right? So it's always good to build that network. And we're going to start talking about that. The other thing is, what do you need for a full, let's say, battle loadout? Or and I'm not talking a get home bag or a bug out bag. I'm talking your battle loadout, from firearms to ammo to protective gear, communications, even night vision, things like that. I think a lot of us, we know about it all, but we haven't delved into some of the areas and haven't thought about, hey, do I have everything I need to be comfortable, protect myself the best I can, and take care of a defensive position, or possibly even an offensive if that ever arose. But we don't think about some of the other things and what it really costs to put it all together. And there's ways to do it. You talk about quality, and anytime you want to cut quality, it seems that you're going to sacrifice somewhere. But all in all, there's ways to do it if you're smart about it and save some money without sacrificing things. So we're going to talk about that a little bit too, and what the costs are, the real world costs, what you need, and what level of things you need as well. So we're going to talk about all of that. It'll be kind of cool. So let's check in over on the chat here. And first of all, let me switch it to live chat so I see everything you guys are talking about. I didn't see. Oh, Joe got in first. That's awesome. Did you guys see something weird happened when I set this stream up tonight? There was one, and then all of a sudden that one kind of went away and was replaced by a different one. I don't know what the heck was going on. It had me, I could copy all the settings from a previous one and to start the new one. And that's what I did. It was easy. I didn't have to type all kinds of stuff. And then all of a sudden that disappeared. and stuff. Some stuff was there, some stuff wasn't. And when I started the stream, it was different with a different picture and everything. So I don't know what the heck happened. Hopefully, we didn't lose anybody or whatever. I don't know what happened, but let's see here. So Joe got in first. He's all happy. MZ, yes, I'm late. I know. Beat me. Sorry. I had a heck of a time this weekend. A lot of traveling. I went to work on Friday, which is 2-hour drive to work. Work till about 3, 2-hour ride home, grab everything, 7-hour ride to Michigan. And I stayed for the day and through Sunday, visited with my daughter in Michigan, and a 7-hour ride back, 4 hours sleep, 2 hours ride to work all day, 2-hour ride home. Finally got to crash Monday night. Yeah, it was a heck of a day. So today I'm still kind of really feeling it, but here I am. What happened? I don't know. You tell me what happened. Are you talking about the stream thing I was talking about? I don't know. That was weird. Joe Morgan, Loretta, sometimes Rock's internet is taken over by communists. Yeah, it is. Communist forces. You're damn straight about that. Joe Morgan figures. Awesome. Glad to see you, Rock. Thanks, Joe. Chase Kelly is in the house. Good to have you. Loretta, it's good to have you too. And Alan Bishop's here. J Patriot 12 is in the house as well. Let's see who else. Joe Kelly, Chase Kelly. Let's see. I've been getting better prepared online and in person. I help an online community with gun stuff. That's good. It's always good to help people. Beans, bullets, and Band-Aids. You got it. Unfortunately, it's a little more complicated, and we know that. It's just fun. Hey, Orion Fixer made it. Awesome. I'm glad to have him in here. I wish he could have made it with us this weekend. It would have been fun. Fresh from the engagement in southeastern Michigan. It's Rockstar Ordnance. Yeah. 2AEDU said when I was there that he knew I was in his stream last week because he saw your comment that I'm going to be representing or whatever. But he didn't see me in there because I kept saying, I'm on the road. I'm on the road. I was actually on the road to his place while he was doing his stream. So I'm trying to type and drive. I shouldn't admit that. That's probably a crime in most states. Sorry about my allergies, guys. It's killing me. Let's see. Texas Bullets here. Hey, Rock. Hey, everyone. Orion, I said. Hattori Hanzo. What would a stream be without him? He's becoming a regular here, guys. Headed home to Michigan in December. Have third row seats for the Wings. Awesome. Okay, well, the only thing could be better is if it was the Hawks, right? Blackhawks. Yeah, that's a real team, I mean, the Red Wings were good in the 80s, I guess, But, yeah. I went to a Division I hockey school, so I know all about hockey. We had a good time. Our fleet had a bunch of 7.62 brass. I was shocked. What's our fleet? Fleet Farm or something? Hey, I can comment now, but only if I keep it on my phone. So you have your settings somehow screwed up in your computer. You got to change it. Big Bear, my deactivated smartphone does screwy crap like that too. MZ, go Sharks. I remember when United Center was the Joe West. Hey, I guess. Okay, so we caught up real quick there, and look at that, 9 minutes already. So we're going to talk about the little get-together that 2AEDU had. Pillbox Bunker, another viewer over there at his channel, hosted it at his house. He's got a beautiful place with acreage and 100-yard range. We had steel targets set up. When I pulled in, it's out in the country, kind of set like mine is. Very nice area, and I'm not going to dox them here, but let's just say very nice area. And great place. You pull in and there's music playing. They had a whole PA system set up with music going. They had the grills going and a whole deck area filled with tables and everything. And there were people up there. I saw people down. They were just setting up tables for shooting. They had a firing line taped off, so you couldn't go past it. And 2AEDU did a great job with safety. Basically, we had tables set up, obviously behind the firing line, where you could uncase guns, load magazines, all that good stuff. But had a little meeting beforehand and basically laid it out that, you're on the firing line, you're on that tape when you're shooting. But to get to the line, the gun's got to be open, held open either with a bolt hold open or a flag or whatever. And loaded mag out of the gun, loaded at the table, gun pointed up or at the ground, and that barrel doesn't go anywhere till you get to the line, and you don't load the gun till you get to the line. After you're done shooting, you show clear to essentially yourself or maybe someone next to you, but just to go through the motions, because when you go through the motions, what happens? You do it. You don't forget, right? And all in all, it was an extremely safe event. Trust me, I watch very carefully when I'm with shooters that I've never shot with before, and everybody was really safe. Everybody there knew what they were doing. We didn't have any newbies per se, and it went well. So a few people started shooting pistols. We had some steel set up. I think one was maybe 10 and maybe 15 yards, something like that, silhouettes. And then paper targets out at 100. And we just started shooting, and everybody kind of broke out their stuff, laid it out, and everyone kind of looked at each other's stuff and talked about it as they went to the line. And there was some really neat stuff. So I'll tell you what I brought, and then I'm going to get into some of 2AEDU stuff, which he had a new rifle and really put it through its paces, along with some interesting ammo and some other stuff. And some of the folks there that brought stuff had some really interesting favorites, let's say, and maybe some new stuff that they were trying out. But so I was, the night before, I'm sitting down here thinking, what am I going to bring? And I was going to go into the gun room and just going through stuff. But in my head, it was kind of ease too, because I had to get ready quick. I had to get some sleep because I had to get there, long drive. So I wanted to make it easy. So I have one of these Pelican cases, but not a real Pelican, like most of us, a Harbor Freight jobber. They work great, by the way. And that houses 3 handguns and my K model Scorpion, which I hadn't shot the Scorpions in a while, and God, I love shooting that gun. It's so good, so fast, and so fun, and so accurate. So it's all in there real neat. I got it all cut out for it. So I grabbed that. I thought, well, I got to bring AKs, right? What would an AK channel be showing up without AKs? So hadn't shot my Krebs in a while, and that gun's just so on all the time. I never worry about it. I brought that. I brought the Sam 7 44 pistol with the brace, 4-piece flash hider and all. And I had to bring what I like it better than my Chinese Bakelite side folder, my Romanian paratrooper RPK that Two Rivers built for me. That gun's just beautiful, and I love it. And I hadn't shot it in a while, and just wanted to bring it. And I figured, since 2AEDU has one of those kits as well, he just hasn't built it yet, that he might like to see it up close and personal. And maybe it would give him a little push to build his, because it'd be cool to see another one. There's guys, they sold Arms of America sold those kits, and they were quite a chunk of change compared to most other kits out there at the time. And they had the Green Mountain barrels and everything, and they were almost all of them, well, about half, I think, were essentially never fired, brand new from the arsenal, demilled and bagged up, and they were in awesome condition. There were some that had some use, but all were really, really nice. But they're really rare. There were only, I don't, probably less than 100 kits, maybe. And they had never even seen these paratroopers before, really. There were some pictures here and there, but nobody had ever come across any. And they found these in an arsenal over, and he arranged to get them. So I had a AES-10B, and I figured I love that RPK, so I figured why not get the paratrooper, and I'm so glad I did. And Two Rivers did a magnificent job on it, and it's just a great gun, and it's really cool. So of the kits that have sold out there, I've only seen and heard of one other put together and built. Now, I'm sure there's more that guys have put together, but you'd think you'd see a few somewhere on Instagram, something, and other than the one, I haven't seen any. So it'd be nice to see some more built. But after seeing it, I think maybe it'll urge him to get it built and done, because I know he'd like it. So I brought that, and I brought, of course, my first AK ever, my what would it be without a Yugo there? Got to have a Yugo, right? So I brought my Yugo underfolder, my Century Arms M70 AB2, and that's what I brought. And then for pistols, I had my everyday carry, my 365. I brought a Rock Island Arms, the basic GI standard, just the cheapest 1911 they make, that runs like it just runs awesome. Greatest gun for the least amount of money I think I've ever bought. And then my M17, my SIG M17, that's my go-to full-size, what I call a battle pistol, or be in my go-to-war rig, right? And that was it. So nice chunk of guns, a little bit of everything. There were some really cool guns there, and there's some really cool people. I had some of the best conversations I've had in a long time. And frankly, believe it or not, the conversations were more fun and interesting than the shooting, right? Because we can always shoot. And of course, it's neat to see other people's stuff, but just some great people, great conversations, like-minded people. So good to get together with like-minded people, whether that be Second Amendment, politics. Well, it all seems to go hand in hand for the most part, right? I met so many people so quick that I don't know if all of them were had been on his channel for his viewers or what, but it's still hard for me to put names, first names with faces, and some last names and some screen names. But it's just some really good people. So we had conversations about guns, about work, about the economy. Some of them had really interesting work lives. Jane was there. If you guys don't know Jane, she was awesome. She's as awesome as 2A-EDU says she is. So she does a ton of work with Second Amendment organizations, and is a pretty outspoken individual, and just gives her all to the cause, let me tell you, and risks her safety at times too. But what a lady. And I didn't know who she was at first, and maybe she's listening here tonight. I hope she is, because she'll probably smile when she hears this. Just a sweetheart of a lady. We got talking at lunch, and I think by the time we left, it was like we knew each other for a long time. We were good friends. At least that's how I took it. But she does all this work for the Second Amendment organizations, and I see her walk up to the line. Now, here's this, and 2A-EDU always stressed, he goes, "Oh, she's a good-looking lady. She's so pretty, this and that." And she is. She really is. And the goodness in people show through in that. You can just tell the way people carry themselves, the way they come off. You can tell who good people are most of the time just by looking. Anyway, she walks up to the line, and she wears her concealed carry pistol in a cross draw. And I just thought that's, first of all, I look at it, that's badass, you know. And she's got a, what the heck was it? I know the gun. Oh, a Tanfoglio, I believe it is, in stainless. Not super polished, but a nice satin finish. And she pulls this thing out at the line, and holy cow, she lets rip that whole mag at the steel. And me and the guy next to me, I think it was Steve, maybe, we kind of look at each other like, wow, wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that one. I mean, she laid it down, let me tell you. But we got to talking about her work, and we have similar backgrounds in one of our businesses. So it was interesting, and she knew her stuff there. Incredible. She's definitely a self-made woman, and I see why she does what she does with the Second Amendment. She doesn't take any crap, and just a great lady. If you guys ever get to an event like this and you get to meet her, she's really something. I was impressed. I'd love to go see one of her when she's speaking at one of these events, because I'm sure it's great. And maybe I can find some videos out there. That'd be even cooler. It's Michigan, of course, so there's a lot of people in the automotive industry, and I'm in the automotive industry, so met a lot of people there. Just good people. So anyways, as far as guns that were there, you had she had that Tanfoglio. There was a Mossberg M1, or was it a M1A2? What are they? I forget the 590, the one the Army and the Marines use. And they were running that, and that thing was cool. They were shooting some slugs and some buckshot. Black Ace's tactical buckshot. Now, I've run it before, and I knew it was pretty good stuff, but they proved it to themselves. It's good ammo. It's really some nice stuff, and it's not a lot of money. I've been doing a lot of slug and buckshot testing lately since I bought my 1301 Beretta, and testing all kinds of brands. You're going to see a video coming out pretty soon, but we're going to kind of do the VR80 and the 1301 combined. Those two, anything I do on the VR80 and that 1301, those videos just rocket to the top. I mean, because there's must be just a ton of interest in tactical shotguns on YouTube, because they do extremely well. So I'm going to give the people what they want to see. And then, of course, we've got our Vepr shotgun, which I was kind of sorry I didn't bring that. I think some people would have liked to have seen that. So what else was out there? There was a really cool Smith & Wesson. I don't know if it was nickel plated or just a high polish stainless. I believe it was a 45. Might have been a 9 though, but beautiful gun that he got from a family member. One of the guys had there. It was being a little picky on ammo, but what a gorgeous gun. There was a really cool gun that you see a gun like this in the gun shop, and you look at it quick and you kind of move on to the next thing. And I never would have thought much about it until the gentleman had it there, let me shoot it. It was a Rossi / Taurus / Rossi, they're kind of one and the same, especially on this gun. It's a rifle pistol, sort of. So they take it, it's got a rifle stock, but it's got the hand grip of the rifle, the neck of the rifle is shaped like a pistol, sort of. And it actually had a revolving cylinder like a pistol, but the cylinder was, 4 inches long. And then what I assume was a 16-inch barrel or so. It was 45 long Colt and 410 in a rifle form, and made by Rossi Taurus. That's the reason the cylinder was so long, because it took the 410 shells and it shot the 45s. Well, and I got to do more videos on it, because you guys that listen to me all the time may know I'm a big fan of 45 long Colt. Love it. It was one of the first cartridges I started to reload. I've got my Ruger Vaqueros, and I've wanted to get into cowboy action shooting for the longest time and just haven't done it. I've got my Vaqueros. I've got a lever action that I could use in it. I'd like to get a 357 lever action. I do have a Colt Henry that I could use in it, and I've got a double barrel stagecoach gun that I would use in it for now, just to get started. Eventually, I'd probably end up running like a Winchester pump, and everybody starts out kind of with 45 long Colts in that sport and ends up with shooting 38s out of a 38 357 revolvers and rifles. So it probably end up with two 38 357 Vaqueros and a 38 357 Henry or something along those lines, and a pump shotgun. But I've always wanted to do it, so I love 45 long Colt. And here he's got this really cool gun that I've seen them in shops. Never really thought twice about them. They just kind of weird, right? You got like a pistol with a long barrel and a rifle stock. And you think, what do I need that for? Until you shoot it. So 45 long Colt, even though it's using modern powders, I don't know if it's the big caliber and the bigger shell, bigger than 45 ACP, that you get kind of a whoomp instead of a bang. It's just cool. It's a cool cartridge, big, heavy round, hit hard, and I've loaded them. I've really messed around with getting these things hot, right? I'm getting some serious feet per second out of these things. And it was cool to shoot with that revolver. So one of the first guys gets up and they're shooting it single action, cocking it, shooting it, cocking it, shooting it. And frankly, it looks like single action, right? And then I shot the first two, I think, single action. I thought, I wonder if this thing's double action. So I start pulling. I shot one, and somebody behind me said, "Oh, you got to cock it." Well, I had already shot one double action. It goes double action, and it was fairly accurate and easy to keep on target while shooting double action. It would make a really cool deer gun in 45 long Colt with some fast rounds. It was just neat. So that was there. There was and I've got video of a bunch of this, guys. I'm going to put a video together. I wish I would have got more footage, but I brought all my gear. I went out of my way because I left my battery. I just had one battery for the camera with me, no charger. So I stopped and got a charger. All set. I get there, and I had left my memory cards for the camera in the hotel room. So I shot video on my phone, and 2AEDU is going to share a few clips with me so I can put together a video, and I'm going to share a few with him. All in all, I got a lot of shooting coverage, little conversation, and it's going to be a neat video. So you'll get to see everything I'm talking about here. Of course, you heard all the driving I did. I just haven't had a chance to put it all together. So anyways, I'm filming with the phone, and it actually worked out good. I had the adapter to put it on my tripod, which I almost threw out a couple weeks ago. I thought I better keep it. Came in handy. One of the guys had a Smith & Wesson, I think it was an M&P 22 compact, and he had a suppressor on it. I want to say it was a GP or PS or GP something. I think they're out of Georgia. Small can, 9mm can actually. And we were shooting 40 grain, I think, and 35 grain. I think 40 and 35 or 40 and 45 grain, maybe. I don't know. Supersonic rounds. Out of a rifle, these would be supersonic. Out of a pistol, they're subsonic. Whisper quiet. Whisper quiet. Hear it on the video. I've already listened to the video. And what the sound you're getting on the video is true to life. That's how quiet it was. So it's movie quiet. Ting, ting. I mean, the bullet hitting the steel is way louder than the shot and the gun. And the gun cycled really well. It was just a blast to shoot. It was a ton of fun. And I thought, I see why a lot of guys start out with a 22 can because it's so cheap to shoot. It's fun to shoot. And I thought that'd be a good way to go. A can that handles 22 and 9, you'd cover a lot of bases there. So I told you we're going to start working on the suppressor area of things. So that's coming. I just got to get that together. But of course, the wait's going to be a while. So don't hold up your hopes for something, in a month or two here. It's going to take a while to get everything put together. But so that was super cool. He had a really nice DMR AR there with a super cool primary arms scope. I have a primary arms on my DMR. You guys know I use a ton of primary arms in Wesson, right? And people think budget, and I've got some high end stuff too. I've got I don't know, just a ton of higher end stuff too. So not just that, but for the money, and when you got to outfit a lot of guns with optics, there's such good stuff in Wesson and primary arms. Even their entry level stuff, their silver line. When you get into their gold and their platinum line, it's good stuff. Don't let anybody fool you. I've got 20, 30, 40, 50, I don't know, optics. And most of them are those two brands. And I have yet to have one fail. I have some Vortex too. And the only failure I've had with any optics has been a Vortex. They're in Wisconsin by me here, so it's not a big deal, lifetime warranty. But I had one, again, probably their lowest entry level scope, a 1x4 low power variable optic, whatever, like an AR optic, they're cheapy Crossfire. I had there's a contact inside the cap for the battery. And right out of the box, it had broken, the little round contact had broken off the solder right out of the box without even using it. And what do I put it on? AR-10 308. Yeah, but it survived that. I just kind of lay the contact back on there, put the battery in, crank it down. It works. And with all that banging from the 308, it's lasted. So one of these days I'll send it back to him, I guess. But I'll probably end up pulling it off, putting on a cheaper rifle because that rifle deserves better than that one. But I've never had a failure out of any of them. And where the hell was I going with this? Oh, he had this low power variable optic on there. I want to say it was like a 3x14. And I have on mine a 2.5x10. And it's one of their upper end, like platinum scopes. I got a super deal on it. Like it was priced like the entry level scopes because they were switching lines or whatever, switching some features or something. Mine has return to zero, all that stuff, crazy clear glass. But it's got a, instead of MOA adjustment, mill adjustment. So when everything you're running is MOA, to go to that, you're thinking, well, 3.7 inches, and you got to change your whole thinking around on it. It's a pain in the neck. And I always thought I wanted a little more power out of it. His 3.5x14 was really nice. I want to look at getting into something like that. So that was there. Lots of pistols, lots of cool stuff. But the one really cool thing, 2AEDU brought it out, and he spoke about it. It's his Palmetto State Armory Romanian parts kit build. And I believe his is it GF, they call them, GF 3, 4, and 5. That denotes the barrel, what barrel they used on it, either the nitrided barrel or the FN barrel, or there's another one, I forget, chrome line maybe. But this one, I believe, is the nitrided barrel. He didn't pay a lot of money for it. It was not expensive. I was impressed. Now, I haven't seen, that was the first time I saw Palmetto State Armory AK up close and personal. I sort of expected them to look a little, I guess in my mind's eye picture, I thought they're going to be a little commercially looking. Maybe the paint or finish won't be right. I expected kind of sharp edges and things not meeting up. I guess I was expecting maybe, I don't want to, God forbid I say, I was expecting like the high point of the AK world. I wasn't expecting that, but maybe along the lines of, I don't know, a Taurus maybe, where they're done well, but you can tell it's done with economy in mind. That's what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting anything like I saw. First of all, the kit they used was absolutely beautiful. The wood didn't have to be redone. The shellac was perfect. Their receivers and the way they're finished and all, they're gorgeous. They're satin smooth. The edges are well done. Where they stamped the palmetto underneath by the magwell is extremely well done. Little big for my taste because it's got the palmetto, but that's expected. So it's not, don't take it like it's a turnoff by me. It's not. I was super impressed at the finish on this gun. I don't know if they reblued everything or as far as stuff from the parts kit. I don't think so, but the receiver, the barrel, it was just gorgeous. If that's how Palmetto State's regular, their USA built gun is built, I'd be impressed, and I'd shoot one all the time. Oh, guys, hold on 1 second. I got to plug my battery in here. I'm going to lose you. I just realized this. Holy cow. I'm an idiot. Oh, there we go. I thought I had plugged it in, but I didn't. Anyhow, yeah, if that's what their guns look like, then wow. The finish was just, but I'm OCD with this. If there's a nick on a gun, I don't want it anymore. That's who I am. It's just other than surplus, you understand that, but it was just finished so well. And the black was the right black, and it was just so smooth and so perfect, and everything fit well. Well, one little fitment issue, but it wasn't their fault. It was, and he pointed that out to me, actually. I didn't notice till he pointed it out. And it was how the stock met the rear of the receiver. He said, look at that gap. What do you think of that? And I looked at it, and the gap was, there's always a gap, usually on wood. And the old story goes, well, they got to leave a gap because the recoil will just splinter your stock to pieces. Well, that's a bunch of hooey. You're not splitting a laminated com block stock. You're just not from that almighty recoil of the 7.62. It's not happening. So they do leave a gap most of the time, but I don't think engineers thought it was because you're going to split. I think maybe it was for, expansion of the wood, possibly due to weather, humidity, that kind of thing. Although it's minimized with the laminate. It could have been for that, whatever the reason was. But they all have it. And this one may have been a hair more. What I noticed, though, was that it hung out a hair wider than the receiver. And all of them do that. But this one just seemed a little more to me. I noticed that more than I did the gap. And again, I didn't notice it until he pointed it out. As far as I'm concerned, for the money and for a gun that there's no collector value, so you can just go out and run cases and cases of ammo and not worry about round count, not worry about dropping it, not worrying about scratching it, not worrying about it. It was an absolutely stunning, beautiful gun. Now, I wouldn't do that with that particular one because it's the Romanian build. But if their standard builds are that nice, then wow, I'm impressed. And I think I need to call Palmetto State and see if I can get maybe a loaner sent or something to do some videos on, because I'm impressed. I really am. And I'd like to see how it holds up through the paces. Now, I'll tell you this, and I guess I'm not really, he's going to do a video, but he'll tell you in his live streamer is already posted about it. Um, he didn't have a lot of rounds through it when he got there, and we ran a lot of rounds through that gun. He ran a ton. Everybody was trying it. Everybody shot that more than my stuff. I offered mine, and I had 1,000 round case of ammo there in my trunk. I brought out, I don't know, 7, 8 boxes, but I had 1,000 rounds I had brought, and I was fully prepared to let them shoot it up. But weren't too many takers on it. A couple on the RPK and 2 AEDU shot just about everything. And a few guys shot the pistol Sam 7, but I shot it. It was exceptionally smooth, functioned really well. Racking the gun, you could just tell it was done right. Nice trigger too. They used their Palmetto State Armory trigger in that gun. And while it wasn't, I wouldn't go, wow, what a trigger. It wasn't like how I feel about ALGs. But it felt as good and probably better than any Tapco I ever felt. As good as any Arsenal trigger out there, or FIME trigger. Really, really nice. Kind of a 2-stage, how they do that faux 2-stage where the disconnector, as you're pulling the disconnector, hits the back of the hammer, and that's kind of like the first stage, and you're there, and then second stage, boom. That's how it's set up. But the nice thing they did was the hammer profile is very low, just very. I compare them to Romanians, just because I have more experience with original Comblock Romanian triggers. Very flat, no big hump in them, and it ran very smooth, ran very well. Everything was straight on the gun. He ran some of that cheap brass that he found through it, brass ammo through it. It ran that ammo fine. The ejection pattern, it was like, it was boring, actually. I mean, that gun ejected at about 230 every time. Boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom. I never went and looked, but the brass must have been in a little pile. I mean, because it was that good. Nice, strong ejection. Not overgassed, in my opinion. I don't know if that was due. I didn't have enough time with it to know if that was the the gas, or maybe the recoil spring, or just the right combo of both. But it was very, very nice, and exceptionally nice to shoot. It just, God, and it ran that brass perfect. He ran a bunch of ammo through that thing. I guarantee you he's over, I bet he's approaching probably 300 to 500 rounds, maybe, in there. And it not one screw up. Not it hasn't even come close to choking once. The gun ran just great. It was neat to see, impressive. Really didn't do any accuracy with it, but I assume it's going to shoot great. So that opened my eyes to what Palmetto State's doing. It took them a long time to get here. For those of you that weren't following AKs for years, they started in the AK game seriously with their first one that came out probably 5 years ago or so. And they had some failures and some setbacks and some issues, and they just kept going and kept chugging, and then came out with their forged units. And then the big thing they have going for them is that FN barrel. If you're going to have, I don't even know how important it is, but I guess if you're going to have one gun and that's the gun you're just going to shoot and shoot and shoot, why not get that barrel? It's cold hammer forged, chrome lined, FN barrel. It'll outlast you and your kids. So if that's going to be your one gun, why not? If it's going to be another gun in your collection, and you're splitting up the range time between all of them, then yeah, maybe you can go with the cheaper one. It's nothing wrong with a nitride barrel, guys. Everybody says, "Oh, I need the chrome hammer forged and cold hammer forged chrome line." Yeah, okay. Mil spec, mil spec. Are we in combat? What are we doing? Okay, you could be. You want a gun that would make it through all that? Sure, I get it. Okay, but at the end of the day, what's out there will outlast most. I promise you. Nothing wrong with nitrided stuff. Anyhow, the gun impressed me. The ammo impressed me. Just nice. Nice. I had fun with my, as usual. I love nothing more than setting that thing on somewhere between like 15 and 50 yards and setting that Holosun on there, and just as fast as I can squeeze, just that gun doesn't move. You can, once you put that red dot on something, the first one hits just like the 32nd one out of the magazine. They're all there on the steel, just bah, 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 as fast as you can pull. It's just a screamer of a gun. You can just lay some rounds down, boy. Let me tell you. If the zombie horde was coming at me, yeah, I'd take them out 100 at a crack, as fast as they could come. That thing is so much fun. 2A EDU shot my RPK, although we were shooting it standing. It probably would have been more fun and better had he shot it and I shot it, either laying prone or maybe from a bench or something. Because it gets heavy to hold, and it would have been more fun to see what the accuracy was on target and all. But he got the feel for it, and that's all I wanted. It was a little maybe wet to lay down over there, but he had a good time shooting it, and it's just a neat gun. The Sam 7 gun, I think he really liked that. That gun's always so cool too. I think that was like the first rifle cartridge gun that was shot on the line. And when I started firing, you can hear kind of what's going on behind you. And it kind of got quiet a little bit. And I just had this feeling that a lot of people were watching me. I don't know. And I don't know if it was because of that short barrel and how loud the blast is, but that 4-piece Bulgarian does a good job at pushing that sound downrange. And it's actually, I noticed when he was shooting it, compared to when I was shooting it, it's louder for the shooter than it is for people standing behind you or to the side of you. It's strange. Usually it's the opposite, but when he was shooting it, it was very mild from the side. It seemed much more concussive, or not concussive, I guess. I didn't really feel it, but just seemed louder from being behind the gun. I don't know why. But yeah, we shot just a whole bunch of stuff. There was all kinds of stuff there. I'm trying to think of some of the others. A lot of cool pistols, and trying to think other rifles. What was there? Just a lot of neat stuff. But that Palmetto State for me kind of took the cake. That was neat to see it because I've never seen one up close. And that 45 long Colt gun, that was cool. We broke for lunch, and they had grilled up some hot dogs and chili and, the usual chips, pop, and all kinds of good stuff. I'm a hot dog fanatic. Growing up in Chicago, you like Chicago dogs, right? Well, I'll eat any kind of hot dog. They're delicious to me. So I had a great afternoon and some great food. And that's where I really met and got to talk to Jane for a while. And we went on and on and on. I wish I had more time to sit with everybody, including 2AEDU. He was playing host, and, there was a lot going on, a lot to do. So we got to talk and all, but it certainly would, we could have a lot more conversation. And I'm sure we will in the future. It was a good time. His wife sent me a thank you, and I told her, I wrote her back. I said, I feel like a heel. You beat me to the thank you card before I could get it out to you. But I was on my way there, and if you guys watch his channel, he talks about Lamy, the little llama thing. I'm walking through this gas station, and I see this thing on a rack. It shows a llama, and bing, because I was going there, and I kind of went, I go over and look, and it's this little box. It's got a llama on it. It says, "I love Lamy" or something, and it's a llama necklace, like for a little girl, And I thought, I hope his daughter's there. I'm going to get it and give it to him. Or maybe his wife could have it or whatever. But so I grabbed it, and I didn't even realize when you opened it up, there was this little, looked like a petri dish kind of. It had water in it, and it had an oyster in there, a live oyster. And then there was a chart showing all these different pearls and the colors. And I guess you open the oyster with your kid. It's like a project. You open it up and you find the pearl inside or whatever. They must plant these with, whatever to make these oysters like they do at cultured pearl farms, Anyways, I brought that, and I almost forgot it. And I walked up, we were talking, and his daughter was there. And I said, "Oh my God, I got something for you. I'm so glad you're here." So gave it to her. She liked it. She enjoyed it. And they sent me a thank you note for it. So I felt bad that I didn't get to them first. I was going to do it today. And I was just so tired the last couple of days after all that driving. But it was neat. His daughter was adorable. She had fun there too. So it was great food, great people. Pillbox Bunker, outstanding job, and what a great range, and what a great place to live. What a great place to live. You should be very proud of what you got there. It's excellent. And his wife was there. Everybody, we just had a really, really good time. Good people, good conversation, and good people to know. If you ever get a chance, or he does it again, and like he said, he would have loved to have opened it up to everybody. But when you're holding it at someone's house like that, it's who knows how many subscribers does he have? A lot more than I do. I couldn't imagine opening one up for me, even with whatever I got, 5,000 6,000 subscribers. What if even 1% of it up would be a lot, or let alone 5% or 10%, let alone of his subscribers. You just can't do it. Plus, let's face it, guys. We talk in here, and most people just by a screen name, and you don't know them. For all you know, there could be whack jobs out there. There could be whatever. You're not inviting everyone to your home. Let's face it, that's just not happening. So while I'm sure he would have loved to have somehow invited everyone or anyone he's ever had contact with other than just online, I'm sure he would have loved to have done that. Please don't think anything of it, or that somehow anyone was slighted or anything. It's just not possible. As a matter of fact, when I made the comment, like, I better be invited or something, I was kidding. And he said, "No, absolutely come." So, but, we've talked in the past. We know some people, mutual people we know, that kind of thing, industry stuff. So we had a little bit of a connection there and built up some trust, I hope, over the last couple of years. And so it was neat to come, and I felt right at home right away. So that was cool. But please, if you wanted to go or something and didn't, or I don't even know how he worked the invite thing, but don't feel slighted, because it's just kind of an impossibility, really. Now, if you were holding it at an off-site place where you rented it, maybe, or something like that, no, that's maybe another story. There's some anonymity there, so no matter who comes, I guess it really doesn't matter, but when you're doing it like this, it's got to be kind of one step in or so, so that's anyhow how it was, and it was great. I hope he does it again. I'd love to have one here and invite all of them up here for something similar, and I think we will probably have one. I don't know about the end of this year yet, but maybe in the spring we'll look into it and see what we can do. Um, it'd really be cool. Or maybe have a get together at an existing event, whether that be a gun show or who knows, maybe a range day or something like that. We'll see. Let's check back into the chat because I've been yapping straight for my God. But a lot to tell you about, and it was just cool. I'm going to jump way back here where I left off and see what we missed. And we haven't even gotten to the other stuff I was going to talk about tonight. We may not even get to that tonight. Let's see. So Big Bear can comment now. That's good. He hasn't been able to comment. I'm glad you can, buddy. R is in here. Who else joined in? Hey, Rockford Ordnance is live streaming. I just got the notice. Way to go, YouTube. Yeah, isn't that amazing? I think YouTube hates communist guns, and for a bunch of communists, it surprises me. What else we got going on? I have no idea on that, Big Bear, on the laptop. Forgot to tell you, Rock, a buddy wanted an AK, and I talked him into a Z-Pat. Awesome. They were on sale. He's over the moon. Cool. Always a good choice. Anything. You know what's weird? Wassers have really gotten thin, haven't they? When's the last time you saw a Wasser for sale somewhere? I haven't seen. I've seen some with polymer, but God, there used to be everywhere. You'd walk in a gun shop, they'd have 8 of them, or boxes of them laid out, or they were everywhere online, and you just don't see them. That's kind of weird, actually. For as strong as they were bringing those things in. Alex Reeves, it's a nitride barrel, but honestly, think that the difference between that and a chrome barrel are overstated, not to say they're the same. It's just worth, yeah. I agree with you. Oh, by the way, one of the gentlemen that was there at the event, boy, I was batting 1,000. I forgot my batteries and charger. I got a charger. And then I left my memory cards at the hotel. And then we go to shoot. And I knew right away I had forgotten my electronic hearing protection. But I always have handfuls, it seems, of foam plugs, orange ones all over the car, glove box, truck, in the back, whatever. I couldn't even find one single earplug. So a gentleman there, I think his name was Steve, I'm not positive, lent me a pair of his earmuffs, and they're electronic. So, I don't know how nice they are or what brand they are even, but either way, they're not cheap. And when he left, I think I was still wearing them, didn't even think about it. And he obviously forgot about it and left them. I want to get nobody there. I asked who knew you, if they had an address, a phone number, nobody did. So I want to get them back to you. I will ship them to you free of charge. I'm not charging you. Obviously, you gave them to me to use, so it's my job to get them back to you. But I want to get them back to you. So if you go on my YouTube channel under the About tab on my channel, there's an email address in there. Shoot me an email and with your address and all, and I'll send you those, and I'll send you a little something else too in there for just a little thank you. So I want to get those back to you, please. If you're there or anybody knows who this was, please, I want to get them back to him. It was nice of him to lend them to me. So yeah, just a lot of, I was in a rush to get out of here to go to work in the morning and then go straight there. And I had to stop and pick up a case of ammo at my other shop. And there was just a lot going on. What do we got going on? What are you guys talking about? I don't see any great conversations here. PSA had the Soviet arms Tula builds in stock, $1,900. I would like one of those. That sounds a little high to me. 1,900, but it's a Tula. I get it. If they still got one, I may jump over there and buy one right after this. I'd like to have it. WBP Fox is an awesome build. That's a piece of junk. WBP Fox. Kidding. Stop typing. That was a joke. I just felt like messing with somebody. No, WBP Fox is an extremely nice gun. The best thing about the Fox is it's basically a true to form AKM. Between that and a Romanian, it doesn't get much closer. So, Arsenal stamp guns, they're not AKMs. Nothing else out there is other than the Wassers and those. I mean, there's really nothing right now. So that's cool. And, they're so customizable because of it and just a good pattern. So, and they build their fit and finish is really nice. It's a step above a lot of guns out there as far as how perfect everything is. The paint, the rivets are pretty nice. The edges, everything about it. It's just well put together. Let's see, Militant Roots. Well, good to have you here. Love me some AKs. Good to have you. I don't think I've seen you here before. J Patriot 12 is in here. PSAC 74 is primo fit and finish. Cool. I hope you like that 74. Let's see. Who else is in here? I don't think I said hi to True American Loretta. Whenever I see Loretta, I think of Loretta Lynn. We raced motorcycles forever, and we were at Loretta Lynn's Dude Ranch every summer for like 12 years at the national championship. The kids always made it to the nationals there, and we were there every August like clockwork. I miss it. I really do. When I hear Loretta, that's the first thing I think of. What else we got? Tommy Guns, late, LOL. Yeah, you just got in here? Holy cow. What's going on, man? Good to have you. Alex Shivs. If you ever sent an AK in for canted sights, and if so, any recommendations? So here, if you collect more than 2 AKs, you've probably had canted sights at some point or another. The first AK I bought was I don't think I knew enough to check back then. I think I did, or maybe by the second one. I don't remember now. But not only was my first AK, which was a Wasser, second AK actually was the Wasser. Not only was it canted, but the whole damn receiver and everything was twisted. Still runs. But I've had a couple that are slightly off, but I usually look for that, and I've gotten lucky on any guns I've ordered online. I just haven't gotten one except for one, and that is my Arsenal 107R, the fixed stock. I got a video on it. It's called Houston, We Have a Problem or something like that. It had 2 issues, and one of which was the front sight block being canted a bit. So I messed with it. I adjusted the sights. It was on. It was within military specs. I was able to get it shooting on target with just a front sight adjustment. And to most people, they would have left well enough alone, right? But not OCD me. I ended up knocking out the pins on the front sight block. I pushed them out, and I moved it to where it was straight and level and in line with everything. And it was close enough. It was so little off that I was able to, I believe, if I remember right, put the pins through the same holes. I didn't even have to re-drill them. But if you do have to move it a little more, it's not a big deal to re-drill, drill right through those holes, use them as your pilot, and re-drill them. And either, if you have to, get oversized pins, which is no big deal. You can order them from just about anywhere, okay? Um, and yeah, not a big deal. There's some tricks to get it moving. You can look it up online or look on my video. I'm sure I tell you how to do it. I've done everything from vices and wood blocks to uh, some I've actually just beat the snot out of. It's not a big deal. It's an AK. Um, when I got a canned gun like that, if it's a collectible gunner and I'm going to do it, of course I take my time. But I had one Wasser that I just didn't give a crap. I hit the damn thing with a 2-pound sledge to move it over, and hey, there you go, all good to go. It didn't matter, but I've done everything in there and in between. They're easy to do if that's your problem. Now, a lot of times guys don't realize, they think it's the front sight off, where sometimes it's the back sight block, the rear sight block. So look at, that rear sight block when they're populating the barrel. You slide that in between the two ears, on the trunnion. Look where the sides of that sight block come down and meet the trunnion, and look how much space you have between the trunnion and the side of the sight block on each side. See if they're even. If it pushed over to where it's smack up against it on one side and you got a little gap on the other, there's a big part of your problem. That's a little different to fix. It can be done, but you're going to need fixtures and a press and, that kind of thing. So once you've done it, it's not a big deal. It really isn't, but it's much more involved. I don't know. I say much more. To me, it's not that involved. To most, maybe it is, especially first timers if you're nervous about it. But, if it's an expensive gun, which kind of they all are today, or a very collectible gun, save it for somebody that knows what they're doing. And then if you can, be there to watch so you learn and you can do it yourself next time. But if it's a Wasser, an everyday something or other, experiment. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I'll tell you, there's not a lot of ways somebody could really mess something. Well, I shouldn't say that, because boy, I've seen some hack stuff, but somebody that's at least good with their hands, mechanically inclined, takes their time, can figure it out. There's not much you're going to really permanently screw up, it's not that big a deal. Stuff like that. But you can certainly straighten them. My recommendation is, though, unless it absolutely bugs you, if you can adjust the sights within tolerance, just by moving the front sight post, just do it and leave it alone. The reason I did it the times I've done it is because it had to be so far over that my sight picture with the front sight protector ears were so close that my sight picture was screwed up. It was too close to them. I hated it. I couldn't get a good enough view. So I thought, I'm going to straighten these things. So anyways, I did on that gun, and it's been perfect ever since. If you're assembling them or doing that, a couple tools are good to have, like what do you call it? What's the tool I'm looking for? A square. Get a square with a base, or two of them. I have two of them, and I put it on level surface, glass or granite or something I know is level. I run usually off the magwell or the bottom of the receiver, make sure it's straight, make sure it's level. And then I put those squares up on each side, and that way I can see the gap, and eyeball it real good. And eyeball it 10 times to Thursday, because your eyes will play tricks on you with that. Try and do it both eyes open, not just one eye looking down at, um, and you'll get it right, real close at least. So, frankly, it's not that tough. A couple tools, measuring devices, and then whatever you need to take it apart and refit it. So, not a big deal. Wonder if we got any questions here. Haven't had many questions, so you guys must just be listening to me babble here. I hope you're finding it interesting because I don't know. I just feel like I'm just talking away today. My wife even texted down here, "Stop yelling! You're being so loud." I don't know. Am I being loud, guys? 5410 bore. Yeah, that's right. Who makes that circuit judge? That's Taurus, right? It's just a different version. Anyone used Bellum 762 by 39? No. What do you want to know about it? Who is talking about that just today? Someone asked me or was talking about it, or I saw it maybe on sale. You sure? Yeah, it is Bellum. That's I know what it is. That's Yugoslavian, isn't it? It's Yugo ammo or Serbian. Good stuff. Good ammo. There's so much stuff, and it's not so bad anymore. But back in the day, this ammo is this and this is that, and Tula's junk, Tula's garbage. Run this, run black bear or brown bear, silver bear, or this, that, the other. Well, I don't know. I just have my favorites, and I've had really no issues with any Russian steel case ammo. I had one serious issue. And I don't know. Well, I do believe it was a factory issue, actually. I bought 2 cases of Silver Bear from a gun shop / pawn shop up where my factory used to be. And I was up there working for the week and stopped in. He had a couple cases, and I bought them. And they were fairly new, sitting in the shop there. It didn't look like it had been laying around a long time. I was about halfway through the first case. They were 500 round cases. And I was halfway through the first case, and I was shooting at a public range. And I had shooters on both sides, and it was an extremely busy holiday weekend at this public range. And there were shots going off everywhere. And loud stuff, big guns, big hunting calibers and all kinds of stuff. And I got lucky because it was hard almost at times to make out your gunshot, your boom compared to the guy next to you or whatever. I mean, you may feel the recoil and all, but it was just hard to make things out. And I forget what happened. I think I shot and I really didn't notice or if anything went wrong, but the next round didn't chamber. I thought, that's weird. So I racked the bolt back and I looked, and I'm trying to think now because it's been a while. I think that round that failed the chamber just fell out. So I pulled it back, let another one go, and this one fails to chamber. So now I'm like, Now I'm kind of thinking, that was like a what do you call it? Like a dud, like what do you call it? The type of round that is when it doesn't go off completely. A spud or a spud, whatever. You know what I mean? What had happened was the primer went off, and that pushed the bullet into the barrel, but it had not exited the barrel. The gunpowder didn't go off. Now, I think I realized it before I went any further because that shell did not eject as well. There was a failure to eject, or maybe it did, but it didn't go far. But because that next round tried to chamber, so it must have come out, but it didn't go far because I remember I knew where the shell was, the dud. And the primer had pushed it down. Thank God that bullet hadn't gone an inch further down the barrel, because that next round would have chambered and I possibly would have pulled the trigger on it because you didn't hear it, and it was just so much going on around you. But I remember I knew what had happened, and I knocked it out with a cleaning rod, and that was that. I picked up that case and I saved it. I took it home and dumped it out, and the powder in there had turned like orangey, rusty, weird color, like it had gotten damp or gotten oil in there or something. But the case of ammo, the cardboard, everything was completely dry, no signs of water damage. The inside individual cartons were perfect. Every other round in that case and the other case fired just fine. No issues at all. It was that one round and could have been catastrophic. But that's the only issue I've ever had with com block ammo. I did have some Tula back in the day that seemed to have really hard primers compared to most. But again, that was probably more so the gun for some reason. I don't recall what gun it was. But I remember thinking, and I've kept to this, that my last choice of ammo is always Tula. That's my last choice. I will take just about any other brand out there, any of the Bears, Wolf, Golden Tiger is my favorite. That's what I shoot. I think it tends to be, and I guess I don't have proof of it. I should run it on a chrono, but I believe it to be a little hotter, a little faster. It's got that great, and this is not always true. You got to know what the batch is when you got to open it up and look at it. But for the longest time, and I heard 2AEDU say something else at the shoot the other day, and I was going to say something to him, but all the Golden Tiger I have, and that is the ammo I stockpile. So trust me, I have a lot of it over lots of years of that ammo coming in. They have the purple sealant around it. What they're known for is that purple sealant around the bullet and the primer. Super nice ammo. A bit hotter and, in my opinion, more accurate than any of the Wolves, and certainly hotter than any of the Bear, the brown bear, the silver bear, hotter than that. And that the Bear ammo can be kind of accurate, but I still believe this to be more accurate. In my opinion, it's what I try and buy always. And Century had cut a deal with what's the name of the ammo company that makes them? Bernal makes the Golden Tiger, and Century cut a deal with them to make their Red Army Standard. So for the longest time, Red Army Standard had the purple sealant around it and all. Red Army Standard was Golden Tiger. It was one and the same. They were the same ammo. I've taken them apart and proved it. Same powder, same charge weight, same bullet, same weight of bullet, everything. It was that. Century just cut a deal with Barnoul to, they gave them a contract for X amount of millions of rounds, make it for us. And they marketed it under their Red Army Standard. Now, I've seen Red Army Standard lately, and it is not the purple sealant stuff. 2AEDU said that the Golden Tiger is the same as Tula. It is not. It is not. Tula does not have that sealant. It's not the same bullet. They may be made by Barnoul. Matter of fact, I'd have to look, but I have a couple cases of Tula here. I'll have to look and see. But I've never once did I ever think Tula was Golden Tiger, and I've shot a lot of Golden Tiger. I'm not saying he's wrong. I I don't think so. I don't know. I'll have to take a look. And he may be right. At different times, who knows where they get it off what line, one company may make four of those brands or whatever, there's two or three ammo companies making all of it. So you never know what you're going to get. But I promise you, Red Army Standard, if it has the purple sealant, is Golden Tiger. They must have cut some other deals because I've seen it without the purple, so it's out there. Vimple, that's what it is. I'm sorry, I'm saying Barnaul. I pronounce it Vimple. Vimple is who makes Golden Tiger, and they are the ones that also did that Red Army Standard. At least they had when Red Army Standard first started coming in hot and heavy. The first big contract was with Vimple, and it was Golden Tiger, just reboxed. That's all it was. I should have done a video on it. Maybe I still will. But Red Army's changed now a bit. So they must have run through that contract and they're on another one. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Anyone looking for well-made steel AK mags? Looking. Okay. Anyone know anything about Enfields? No, but it's one gun I don't have, and I've been kind of researching them a bit. And I think I know almost nothing about them, but just enough to jump in, buy one, and probably do the wrong thing. Now, I don't know all the differences, but I know there was, for a while, there were a bunch that came in the mummy wrap, they call it, where the Arsenal greased them all up and wrapped them in the burlap and everything, and they had the tag, and they were unfired, unissued, and I saw a video of one unwrapping, and the guns are brand new, like the day they were made, and that's right up my alley. And I did see one for sale on Gunbroker, and I bid on it, and I missed it by just a little bit. And I may get serious and try and find one of those again because I just think it's such a handsome rifle. That's the best word for that, I think. Other than the Garand, I believe it to be the best looking, most handsome rifle of World War II. I really do. It's sharp. The wood's pretty. Everything is so nice. I'd like to have one. I've never shot one, but I certainly need one for my collection. And I'd like one of those mummy guns. So I know people will be like, oh my God, he's unwrapping the mummy gun. You should leave it alone. Well, what good is it wrapped up and stuff? Okay, great. It's an example of how it was put away. And we know pretty much that it's perfect inside there. So don't open it. Well, what if it wasn't perfect? And what good is it staring at a bunch of greasy bandages, essentially? I want to open it up, clean it up, and have a perfect brand new gun like they would have handed over the arsenal counter to that soldier. Here you go, boy. I want that gun. That'd be cool. So that's what I'm thinking. But I don't know, Mark 1, 2, 3, 4, jungle carbine, this, that. I do know there's a ton of fake jungle carbines running around. So I know you got to be careful there, but that's all I know. I've got a few. What do you want to know? Everything. What's the gun to buy? What's the wartime gun? A Mark II, a 3, a 4, or what? I don't know. Got to have a bayonet. Let's see. Barnaul accurate for me. Oh, yeah, that Barnaul, the actual branded Barnaul, the red and green box that I had never seen until about 8-9 months ago, maybe a year ago. All of a sudden was everywhere. Where it is, it's pretty accurate. I had bought 3-4 boxes. I usually buy by the case, and I was somewhere and they had some. I grabbed like 4 boxes, handful, put them on a counter, bought them, threw it in an AK and shot it. Never thought twice about it. I didn't, yeah, it shot. Okay, good. Hit the target. Great. Is it 1 MOA, 2 MOA, 5 MOA? I don't know. It hit the target. It's minute of steel plate. I didn't notice. I didn't think it was any big deal. Matter of fact, I thought it was probably the ammo shortage. So I thought, oh, this must be some old Drek, some junk. They're really digging deep now, So I didn't think much of it because it had never been around before. So usually when that kind of stuff comes out, it's like, it's some old crap they had laying around. They had some boxes printed and they're putting it out, but this seems to be pretty good. I like all steel case. I got Wolf even now for 15 a box. Yeah. Any steel case is good to me. It's all good. Some a little bit here. It's like my dad taught me about women. He said, son, there ain't no bad women in this world. Some a little better than others, but none bad. And that's how I look at steel case. I have my preferences, but none are bad. Let's see. Bulgarian AK mags are 30 round steel for 15 a mag. All right. Golden Tiger is a boat tail. Yes, that's the big thing about. I'm sorry. I can't believe I didn't mention it. That's the big thing about Golden Tiger. The bullet is a boat tail round. So it's boat tail is what, most match bullets are, all match bullets, I guess, are boat tail rounds, meaning, you got the point of the bullet here, here's the bullet, and then at the end, it's got that flat that comes in on an angle, and then the flat back. So they fly a little better, a little more accurate. Boat tail rounds always more accurate. And as far as I know, other than the Red Army Standard, which is that ammo, that's the only boat tail out there, guys. The rest of them are just the flat backs on those bullets. What do they call that? What style? I forget. Anyhow, yeah, that's why they're so as accurate as they are. So good stuff. Now don't go buying up all of my Golden Tiger, okay? It's been gone out of stock forever, and I just found some more the other day. So, it's still, prices are crazy. They're double. They're more than double what I was paying a year ago. I mean, crazy. I can't believe it. Way more than double. I just got 1,000 rounds of Wolf 7.62 39 122 grain, but it's just red box Tula ammo. I thought Wolf produced their own ammo. How do you know it's Tula? Are you looking at head stamps on it or what? And when you say red box, you mean the black with the red lettering? I'm not saying you're wrong. I see a lot of people always say, "Oh, it's just this." Oh yeah, it's Tula, or oh, it's this. Well, how do you know? What are you basing that off of? Because it looks alike. I mean, they all look alike, unless there's something. What was that? Just a weird flash of light. Room here. That was really weird. Must be the commies again. It takes hours to clean those up. Clean what up? Oh, the Enfield. Yeah. Tommy guns. You get that Sam 7 SF off to Cerakote yet? What color? How far you take it down for Cerakote? No. When did you hear me say that? Well, last week when I was thinking about sending the Sam, or not the, was it the Sam? Oh, I'm not sending that one to Cerakote. Oh, I bet you're saying you watched the video and you saw the paint cook off of that thing live and in color, didn't you? So if you guys haven't watched my Sam 7 video, I had shot that gun quite a bit. I did at least one video on it, and I've shot it a bunch more myself. Messing around, and at least a few hundred rounds through it, plus what I did in the video there. So it's probably got 400, 500, 600 rounds through it. All the other shooting up until the day of that video had been normal bench rest shooting, some, little range work with, seeing how fast I can get double taps off and stuff, that kind of thing. From low ready and that kind of shit. But no like mag dumps or anything. I mean, I rarely do that kind of stuff, and in the video here, I was so step back a second. So that gun has had plenty of heat cycles, right? Heat the gun up, let it cool down, heat up, let it cool down. and the paint on it was fine. And most of my arsenals lately have been fine. My SLR 107R, the fixed stock one that I had problems with the front sight, that paint cooked off that gun like nothing. And sure enough, this one I was shooting on the video, and I was shooting at a 80-yard target, and that gun's just a laser beam for me. And in the video, I was just doing some doubles, and just boom, 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 maybe a triple here and there. And then I let, like, I don't know, 10 or 15 rounds go, just boom, 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 as fast as I could go with that stock trigger. And it actually ran pretty quick. And I did I ran a mag fast is all I had done. And then shot a couple more mags, one before it, one after it, at a normal pace, let's say. And when I did those 215 round bursts like that, basically, the barrel started smoking a little, and it's just oil, whatever. Well, don't you know, completely, it cooked the paint off it. Yeah, I thought, well, it heated, so it discolored it, and I've had that happen. And then you go and clean it or oil it, whatever, and that gunpowder residue and stuff is gone, and it looks fine. This actually cooked the paint. So while there's a little bit of it left, most of it cooked right off. You're at bare metal on the gun, and that pisses me off. I mean, come on, anybody. They are the only ones that can't get this damn paint right. I mean, your guns are essentially Russian guns. For Christ's sake, Bulgaria used Russian parts as theirs when they first got going. You're telling me you couldn't say, "Hey, what's that paint formula again?" Or whatever. I mean, I can literally do better with appliance epoxy than they do with that barbecue crap they put on there. I love those guns. They're really nice. But I mean, come on. That's terrible. And I hate to Cerakote it because let's face it, I think all of these guns are going to be collectible one day. And I hate to do it, but God, I would feel so much better about it. They'd look so damn good and sexy, and I wouldn't have to worry about it. I was cleaning the bolt carrier on one the other day, and that's painted too. And I put I had Hoppies on a rag, Hoppies number 9, and I wiped it down, and the paint got sticky. I'm like, are you kidding me? Now it didn't come off. I threw some other oil on it instead of the solvent, and it hardened back up again. But come on. I mean, I guess the best solution for all the arsenals, I should just get them all together, send them all off to Cerakote, and have them all done in black. Bring them back, color fill the safeties, and done. Nothing else does that. Vepers don't do that. Nothing does that. Crazy. It pisses me off. Maybe I will, because at the end of the day, I'm never selling these damn things anyway. So what's the point? Unless something happened to me and my wife sold them off or something, but what's the big deal? Anyhow, so no, I have not sent them to Cerakote yet, if that's what you're talking about, and I'm betting you are. Joe, looks my gun shops have every kind of ammo and oddball you can get. The price isn't the best. I can't find 30-30 anywhere, nowhere. And I have 30-30 dies. I have 30-30 bullets. I have no 30-30 brass. Can't find it anywhere. I had a bunch that I had saved for 30 years. I had this brass, and I needed some drawer space, I don't know, a month or two ago. And they were still in those, how the hunting ammo comes in those belt clip holder things, the plastic ones. I probably had 80 rounds of brass. I took it all and threw it right in the garbage. Thought, I'm never reloading 30-30. I buy that stuff for $7 a box, federal. All the boxes were marked $7.99. I wonder how old it was. Anyways, I threw out all that brass, and I could kick myself in the rear right now for that. I can't even believe it. Yes, your smoking host. Who is that guy, that talk show back in the day? The guy with the gray hair. They used to make fun of him on Saturday Night Live, and he smoked on camera with all the his guests. He was a late night talk show host. More news though, or something. Any experience with Monarch ammo? Yes, Monarch is decent ammo. I used to see that a lot of guys from the West Coast used to have that for some reason. I don't know why, or if that's just how I ran into it, but nothing wrong with that. Rob Ski did a good video a few years ago on testing a lot of different ammos, and he did, feet per second and the average variations and all that stuff, average differentials and the whole 9 yards. And Monarch was one of them that he tested in there. So if you go find that video of his, you can find the what he said about Monarch in there. Look at this. Joe, Monarch is rebranded Academy ammo. Come on. Think for a second, Joe. It's not rebranded Academy. Academy, they may have their own ammo line, but it's not Academy. They're getting it from wherever too. But I don't know where all this comes from. Like the other guy, this is rebranded. This is rebranded. Now, yes, I'm one of those guys. I'm talking about the Golden Tiger being that, but I know I have proof of that, and I know from a factory person, an importer, that that's the case with that. The other stuff, I think we're just taking wild guesses. We're thinking, that looks like the stuff I had. Well, maybe not. But Academy isn't really even the brand. And I can't remember. I seem to remember I knew where Monarch came from, but I don't know. I don't want to tell you and be wrong. There are no guns for sale on these channels, gentlemen. None. We collect them. We don't get rid of them. Think you said the 107 you might send. Yeah, that was the one. If anything, it's the 107R. Because boy, my Krebs looks so good with that Krebs coat. And maybe I'll send the side folder. I'd like to send them all, frankly. Even the Sams, even the Sam 7s, their paint is terrible. It really is. It's a shame, especially on a gun of the Sam's caliber. When I'm saying the Monarch is good ammo, it's just like repackaged. Yeah. Well, I would say that the Academy ammo is repackaged, because it is, right? It's some other brand, some other manufacturer that's putting the Academy box on it, So I wouldn't say that the Monarch is rebranded from that. I'd say maybe they come from the same manufacturer, but the Academy is the rebranded stuff, not the Monarch. The Monarch is that manufacturer's brand. Dan, dude, I'm looking at the ammo right now. What are you looking at? All of the Russian ammo will boil down to Yuli, Kimvas, Barnul, Vimple. Yes, absolutely. Those are the four. Anything that says something different is the brand importer. You were correct on the Century Vimple. Yeah. Yep. That's essentially it. There's more, but there's four main manufacturers and then your importers. And I don't know if it's true if at some points, well, like with Red Army, they did it, but I don't know if there's any other brands that the importers made the brand. You know what I mean? Where they said, hey, we're going to market this under our brand of such and such. I believe, Silver Bear, Black Bear, Silver Bear, Brown Bear, and Golden Bear are the Russian, that company's brands, just like Golden Tiger is, and I think Wolf might be the importer's brand, meaning they came up with the name and the brand as opposed to the manufacturer. If any of you guys know that or can think of some, I just can't think of any off the top of my head. I'm sure I know some. I just not thinking about them right now, but it'll be kind of interesting. That's what I'm trying to say. Academy doing it. Don't have the stuff here. Yeah. Okay, I get it. I bought about 50 guns in the last 2-3 years. Need to take a break. Jay Patriot, when you get up there, you pretty much have all that you need. Yeah. Yeah. And then it gets sad because you have nothing left you want to buy. Yeah, it does get that way at times, doesn't it? Like you think, well, what do I put on the channel next? Or what do I want to get to add to the collection? And you go, well, damn, there really isn't anything. Or what's left is that super high end stuff. And you're like, God, do I really want to go drop, 3K here and 4K there and 5K there? Yeah, no. There's a few, I guess, I can name that I when I really think about it, there's a few out there I want. Some are very simple. Like I have an early Wasser that's a hunk of junk. It runs fine, but it's terrible. The build, the twist, everything. I'd like a new this latest run of Wassers. I'd like a Wasser. I'd like a standard Draco because I have the mini Draco. I don't want a micro Draco. I don't see the point to those things. Way too small. I would like a PSL. I had a Tiger. I had it in my hands. I had it done. It was mine, all but mine, but wait a day to go take care of some paperwork there. And I got screwed on it by the gun shop. I told that story. And I should call the gun shop out because what a bunch of bastards. But I had basically a brand new Tiger in my hands. My buddy was with me. I'll get him on the live stream once. He'll tell you the story. You never seen me this mad. Yeah, that could have come to blows. I was that mad. Anyhow, I don't really even, it was just that it was falling into my hands at a great deal. I won't search out a Tiger. I don't see the point. Really, guys, when you think about it, a Tiger is nothing more than a commercial rifle in Russia. That's all it is. It's not a military weapon over there. They come out of the factory as a commercial hunting gun, essentially, over there. They get restocked here. Well, a lot are sold with the sporter stocks, and whoever owns them buys the military wood for them and all. So it's not what everybody thinks it is. I've got a Garand. I've got, I wouldn't mind another Garand maybe. I wouldn't mind an M14, I guess. It's not a must-have, but I'd like to have one. I'd like to have a Springfield World War I rifle. I don't think I'd shoot it much, but I'd like to have it. I would like I need and want underfolder Sam. Just the prices have gone nuts. They got some on K-Bar right now, but I like the guys at K-Bar, but I'm going to say this, the dickheads over there, whoever came up with this idea, they painted the damn things. You can get them in, they have them in gray. It's called Secret Gray or some crap like that. And they got them in flat dark earth. And then the furniture is black, everything else flat dark earth. And on the gray one, it's got gray furniture. They are hideously ugly. I thought, well, I can get it brand new. It's coming right from them. K-Bar. The tan's not too bad. And then I'm looking, I'm like, no, it's not what I want. All my other ones are black. I want the matching one to finish the set. Then I have every Sam they made, basically. I want underfolder on that. And I'd like to find it under $2,000. I pull the trigger, but they're all like 2,500 to $3,000 right now. It's crazy. So I don't know what I'm going to do there. But that's definitely a must-have. What else do I want? I'd like an SGL. Prices again crazy, but I gotta buy one. So when I come across one, I just haven't come across one, and I want it new in the box. I'll pull it out of the box, but I want it new in the box. I want to start new, and they're hard to find. And when you find them, they're crazy money. So I'm waiting to find one. I would like a couple kit builds, Tula probably. What else? What else do I want? I'd like a scar. I have to get a scar. I was trying for a while. I've tried on all of these to find just the slightest deal, and it usually happens. I walk in a shop and there's something that I've wanted or kind of wanted, and it's right in front of me, and the price ain't too bad, or it's a great deal, and I grab it. That's how I come across stuff. And these other guns, just I haven't come across one. I'd like a CZ. What the hell? A Bren, but I don't know. I guess a Bren 2. I don't know. I'd like an Ace, but I don't know on the Ace what caliber I want. I don't know if I want 7.62 or 223 or even 308, and I don't know if I want the pistol or the rifle. I'm having a real hard time because I don't want to do both in these. I want one example. I want a Polish AK for sure, but probably not the Fox. I probably want the one with the scope mount that goes over the dust cover. So there's I got Vepers. I got all the Vepers in the world. I got a Vepr 12. I got a 7.62 folders, fixed stock. What else do I need or want? I really want an HK MP5. I might get that handled first here because I've got hopefully a line on one. But I'd like that. So there's some guns out there, I guess. Just when you think you got everything, it's usually that you've come across some good deals and you did 4, 5, 6 real quick, and the coffers are running low, and you're like, oh, I'm all set, and I can't even think of anything I want because I haven't even had a chance to enjoy what I bought. So there's some downtime there, and I did that 1301 and the Set Me, and what else? There was a bunch all right in there. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm still having fun with them. So, but it's getting about time. So I'm thinking that MP5, we will see. But there's a lot out there. I'm trying to think of other stuff I'd like to have too, if I came across it. Let's see what's going on here. Rock, you must have got in at the right time with the Vepr. Oh yeah, I did. Veprs were. It was before the ban. I mean, I ordered them up like nothing. It came right to me, right from Kavar. And they're beautiful rifles. Those are they're in my favorite series. I got 2 more to go in the favorite series. And I'll give you a hint. The Vepr's the next video. That's in my top 5 favorites. Not saying it's my favorite. We're going to have a little contest after these other 2 videos are out. But the next one's definitely going to be the Veprs. Then we got 1 to go, and then we'll do the contest. Max Shot 62, Rockford. Hey, Chris, great hanging out with you last Saturday. It was with you too, man. I had a great time. I don't put all this, now I can't put that screen name together with you in your face. Some guys had their screen name prevalent, and other guys had their regular name, and I met so many people, but it was so much fun. I had such a great time. Let's see. What else we got here, guys? You guys want me to go into that loadout one, or you want me to save it? I think I'll save that for next week because we're coming up on 2 hours here. So we'll save the loadout thing. So we're gonna go. Here's what we're gonna go through on the loadout. Guys got their rifle, or most guys have multiple rifles, right? But your working rifle, your go to war rifle, your battle rifle, your whatever you want to call it. And I don't mean battle rifle by large caliber, heavy battle rifle. I just mean your go to rifle. Guys think, well, I got my rifle, I got my optic, I've got either a war belt or a chest rig or a plate carrier, and I'm good to go, right? Well, no, you're not. You're nowhere near a loadout. So when I talk loadouts, hey guys, I haven't seen 28EDU do this in a while, but if for those of you that watch his channel, when he does longer ones like this, 2 hours or so, he takes a 3-minute break usually. I'm going to do that really, really quick. Mine's not even going to be 3 minutes. It's going to be 30 seconds. Just give me a minute here. Okay, we are back. Thank you. Anyhow, as far as the loadout goes, so I said you have a rifle, maybe you got a plate carrier, a place to put your mags, and you think you're good. If you had to, in a SHTF situation, and you had to defend your life, your family, your property, or you had to help out in a neighborhood situation or area situation where there's a multitude of people getting together to protect whatever, you're going to need more to be, one, safe, and B, to be barely functional. It's not saying you have to have everything a modern day soldier would wear, but if you think about it, you got to be pretty close, right? So here's what we're going to talk about. And we're going to talk about how to do it either in phases or by incorporating the right equipment, maybe making just some quick ciphering, little ciphering. We're doing some ciphering out by the cement pond. Just a little quick math tells me that to outfit you with, in my opinion, pretty much what's the bare necessity is going to run you, and don't fall out of your chair when I tell you this, and a lot of you'll already know this number or it won't shock, but others you may hit the floor because you just haven't even thought about it or whatever, or you're new to it. But it's going to tell you and now my number in my head is 10 grand, 10 grand. But I think it can be done somewhere between 7 and 10. And you say, some of you are going, no way. What? You're nuts. What the hell? I got my $400 AR and I got 10 mags and a bunch of ammo and I got a chest rig and I'm good to go, Chris. I got everything I need. Well, okay. Maybe you have what you need to stand next to the side of your house and lob some shots at somebody at the road or something. But that's all you got. And if that's all you got, you're not lasting 5 minutes. I can promise you that. If you want to be serious about standing up for, and at the end of the day, should all else fail, standing up for the Second Amendment and be ready for that, you need to start making some plans real quick because, okay, your rifle, right? I don't care if you're running a Gucci rifle. I don't care if you're running a Palmetto State Armory for $400 or $500. I don't care. Your choice, your gun, and there's great choices in all of them. But a solid, let's say AR right now. Let's put AR because that's, let's face it, that's country's rifle, right? At a minimum, a solid, hell, even the arrows I built, by the time you're done with an optic and everything, you're $1,000. Okay. Or more. Can you do an M4, like an MP or MP or something cheaper? Sure, you can. But by the time you outfit it with a sling, uh, an optic, a few other things you're going to need and change up, let's say it's $1,000. Now, you need something to carry it all, right? You're going to need a belt with some pouches and whatnot for whatever rig you're running, a good holster and a sidearm, right? Think about the cost of that. Now, sure, you can run just a chest rig and get by fairly cheap. But if you want to do it right, be comfortable so you can actually do what you need to do, not wear it sitting at a range bench. Um, you're going to need a chest rig or some form of plate slash chest rig. You're going to need plates. Plates are a must today. You have to. Now they're getting lighter and everything, and even 3A plates are stopping way more than they are certified for. But to me, it's level 4 or nothing. Whether that's steel, ceramic, whatever. I happen to have ceramic, and they were a lot of money, but they weren't as crazy as you would think. You need med kits, you need tourniquets, you need mag pouches, all that stuff, right? A solid rig. By the time you put all that together, that's a big chunk of change. Now, here you need gloves for sure. I'm not even gonna. I'm not considering in this, regular clothing. Maybe you're wearing jeans, maybe or whatever, but that's why I'm leaving it out. But certainly boots, right? A good pair of boots. Your minimum, probably $125 minimum, are probably the cheapest boots I have that are worth anything. And the most expensive I have are probably $360. But frankly, the cheaper ones I like better, and I wear them all the time. But I'm not including that stuff in there. Now, some of you are going to say, well, Chris, this just isn't necessary. But I'm telling you today it is, because when the fight comes, it's not going to be broad daylight, right? It may be, but it's certainly going to be in the darkness hours. I will argue that some type of night vision is a must for anyone serious today. I'm not saying you need binos. I'm not saying you need panos, but a single monocle, basic. There's several websites out there. You can get used. You can get different levels of new, different levels of used for that matter. You can get white phosphor, green phosphor, all this different stuff, right? And then that doesn't do you any good to have it if you don't have the mounts and a helmet to mount it to. How crazy do you want to go on a helmet? That's up to you. You can go to a ballistic helmet, or you can go to a bump helmet, or you could mount it to a damn hockey helmet if you want. But you'll be sorry if you did that, because it won't be comfortable and you won't be able to do what you need to do effectively at all. So by the time you wrap up, I'll say today's prices for a monocle, a good one, a decent one, just decent, not good, not crap, but decent, is going to run you about $3,000. And then the mount's fairly cheap. A helmet, you can go anywhere from 300 to let's say 4 for like a bump helmet. But let's say a solid 250, 300 there. 333. Then you need the IR and the laser for the rifle, right? So let's see, laser. You're all of 5-6 grand. Minimum 5 grand. And I'll argue that it's a must, because those that would be coming to do you harm, or those that you want to put a stop to, will be doing a lot of what they do at night. And they will certainly have it. And without it, you are completely ineffective. Completely. You might even want to go to, and this would probably be it wouldn't be very expensive, but think about IR headlights on a vehicle. But for your loadout kit, your weapon, your carrying capacity and protection, your vision and protection, mags, optics, bullets, the whole 9 yards added up. I mean, real quick, 5, 6, 7 sidearm. Yeah, like I said, 7 to 10 grand. I'm telling you right now. So if you're fairly new to this and you say, well, I got my rifle, I got to get a sling, and no, great. That's how it starts. And things like night vision, you say, well, that's just out of the question. I can't afford that. I get it, guys. Trust me, I get it. I don't have all my night vision stuff yet. But I've got a really nice plate carrier, chest rig, all my stuff I need. Pretty well squared right here. Now, you can go cheap or you can go expensive, but I'll tell you, this is one department where you can get off dirt cheap and really have a pretty good setup if you do a couple things. Communications. What are you going to do there? How are you going to talk to anybody? Cell phones might be working or not. Cell phones may be listened in on, and frankly, these can be too, but you can do some types of encryption here, and there's different stuff. You know how much these are? And they work magnificently. Don't let anyone lie. Amazon, the Amazon Choice or whatever, order one to mess with, $25. You get, all the channels plus weather band. I can listen to regular FM radio on it. I get on this once you program it, and I got the repeaters in there and all that. I get people all over Wisconsin. I've gotten people in Texas, all over the place, crystal clear. If you are going to broadcast on these, you need a license, but I'm just at the listening stage and learning stage right now. And let's face it, if it all hits the fan anyways, nobody's going to care about a license. It's the last thing you worry about. But you do want to practice with them and make sure everything's good, and you can talk to buddies and whatever. So you need to get this down, and then there's a pouch for this, and then there's the tactical antenna and everything to strap that down, and all this other good stuff, right? And guys, this isn't I need it. This is I have to have it. You have to be able to communicate with family, friends, neighbors, people on your team, whatever the case may be. You have to. And these give you great range and everything, and they're dirt cheap. So it's one thing that you can actually, tomorrow go pop down $25 on Amazon and say, you know what? I moved one step closer to finishing my loadout. I started talking about night vision. Great. Okay. You can't afford the $3 tube right now, right? But the mount for it is 50, 75, $100. You got a mount. Buy the mount. Get it out of the way. Then maybe you see a deal on a bump helmet, a cheaper helmet. It doesn't need to be, it'd be nice to have a ballistic helmet, but at the end of the day, how many people can afford that? Get yourself just a decent bump helmet that you can put that mount on that's comfortable, and get the helmet. Maybe you drop 200. Well, now you got the helmet, you got the mount. Maybe find a deal a month or two later on the IR and the laser, and you get that for a few $100, and now you got that. Now all that's left is the tube. Now that mountain doesn't seem insurmountable, right? Now you put a little money away, you save, you say, well, I bought that stupid gun a few years ago. It's doubled in price. Maybe I'll get rid of that. You save a couple hundred more, and you order up your tube and you're done. And you got it. You got it. Obviously, get your rifle squared away first. Okay. Get your optics down. Get a sling, for Christ's sake. I can't tell you how many people have this magnificent rifle with every doodad and thing and yada, 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 and no sling. How are you going to carry it? How are you going to get out of your driveway with it, And how about this? How about something to carry it all in? A nice quality duffel bag that you can put everything in, all your gear, and it's right there. That's your loadout. So maybe you find I don't know, a hockey bag on sale somewhere. Because after all, do we want it looking all that tactical? Probably not if I'm going to keep it in my car all the time, or I'm going to carry it into a hotel or something like that. Speaking of that, I had a ton of fun in Michigan with that, carrying, 4 rifles and all kinds of stuff up to the hotel room without people wanting to call the cops on you. But I'll tell you a funny story real quick. So I got there real late anyways, and I took my daughter to dinner, and it was later in the evening, and I'm not going to leave the stuff in the car. I'm just not. So I get parked next to the side door, and the elevator's 10 feet inside. I can go right in. And second floor, and my room is on the second floor. It's the first room down this other hallway. Real close, no problem. So I get the first load up there, boom, no problem. I go down, I get the second load, I come in the side door. I'm waiting for the elevator, and I hear voices coming. I'm like, oh, please don't. This time I got 2 rifles and a big Pelican case, right? And I kind of got the rifles on this side away from them and the Pelican case here, and I'm kind of putting it out here to cover the length of the case and whatever. So hopefully they don't notice as much. And they weren't black cases, they were green. So that still stands out, I guess, but maybe less so than black. But so husband and wife, probably in their 50s or 60s, comes walking up, and the elevator had just opened. I'm walking in with these 2 rifles. It's very obvious. And I thought, these people aren't going to get on the elevator with me. They're just not. And so I walked in, I turned to press the button to go to the floor. And I said, you guys coming? And he was already walking in. And what does he say? He goes, oh, hunting season, huh? I said, yeah, something like that. And he says, well, good luck. I said, well, thanks. It was kind of funny. And I know better. I've had to do this before, and I've got ways of doing it. Usually it involves the hotel cart and big duffel bags and stuff. And I was unprepared. I ran at the last minute, hence why I forgot all this crap. Anyways, that was a funny story, but you need to be prepared for stuff like that. You want to keep it all in one place and easily had, and something that's not as obvious, and something that you can move around with or change locations with, and all this stuff's not hanging out and obvious. So we'll go through this in much more depth next week, but I just wanted to lay it out there for you a little bit and know what we're going to be talking about. So yeah, it does cost that much. So with all these people in this chat, I want you to think for a minute of where you're at in that setup. Are you ready to go? Do you have all of that stuff? And we're going to get more in depth. There's other small items in there that cost, and just think about where you're at, what your budget is, and everybody's budget's different, right? My budget, or what I consider budget, is probably different than someone else's budget and what they consider to be a budget piece or budget buy. And maybe you can afford Night Force, but you run primary arms, or maybe you have to run a primary arms because that's what you can afford. There's all different cases, and none of them are wrong. And I'm not putting any of them down. In some cases, I run some very economy gear, but it's economy gear I know works. And you just got to know what those good things are that you can save in some areas. And we'll go through that a little bit. So think about what you got and where you need to improve, and then we'll talk next week about it. But yeah, interesting. So looks like all you guys are laying out all these guns you need here, or telling each other what you got, laying them all out there for our buddies over at the Alphabet Soup, so they know what you all got there. They're making a list. Let's see, Jay Patriot, I want $1,000, but damn, too much for one. No, they're not too much. Here, guess what? CMP still has, I believe, I know they got rack grade. They may have some service grade and stuff. I think they start about $750. Call the CMP and order one to your FFL. They're not getting any cheaper, and these are the last ones, guys. If you want $1,000 and you're going to go through the CMP, you better do it quick, because there aren't any more after these are gone. It's the end of an era, a long era. My son's good friend, who's in the Marines, got one and was very disappointed. No, he bought one that filled the niche, and he loved it while he had it, and then was able to order two. He sold that one at a profit, and then ordered two from CMP. He got lucky. He got a perfect wartime rifle, the maker he wanted, or one of the makers he wanted, the year he wanted, everything. The gun was beautiful condition. And the other one was like a Korean Arrow one. And so he got his perfect rifle, and then he sold the Korean one and what he had gotten for the first one. And basically, with what he made on him, his rifle was free. So if you got the money to throw up for two of them, at least you can get two, keep the nicest one, sell the other one at a profit, and pay for at least half the rifle. Because you'll get them for $750, and you'll get, I think the minimum you should be able to get out of one right now is about $1,250. So $1,000, $1,250, maybe more. I don't know. Kind of depends what it is, but as far as CMP guns, CMP is cheaper than anything you'll find anywhere, and you can always sell one for more. So get out and get one before, because once they're done there, the market goes through the roof. I mean, they're already, it's nothing to pay $1,250 for one, or $1,500 now even. The market's going nuts. And when those last CMP rifles sell out, guess what? That pricing goes over 2G in a couple days, I guarantee you. That rifle, once they're done, will always be, I believe, one of the most sought after, most collectible rifles in the world, if not the most. It just is. It just is what it is. And I love mine. It's so much fun. Love it. Let's see. Yeah, I have a CMP special grade Grand. Cool. Damn. Ellen, we should open Gun Store Museum. Max shot. Oh, that was the comment I read already. Shoot a couple mags real fast, and like you said, you won't have to worry about any paint anymore. Yeah, I was there. It wasn't even anywhere near abusive or anything. It was nothing. It was normal shooting, and paint gone. While I knew that can happen, and I've seen it happen before, I didn't think it was going to happen on that gun, because I had heat cycled it multiple times and no problem. So it kind of pissed me off. Wanted a Smith & Wesson 686 to go with my 41. I got a 686. That was my police revolver when I was on the job. I should do a video on that gun. It's beautiful. I was the last class to go through the academy with revolvers. When I graduated the academy, we immediately had to go get our pistol, go buy a pistol, and requalify. But we were the last class to go through with revolvers. Kind of cool. Not a fan of the Scar. Might not be, but it sure is a cool rifle, and it's got some provenance, and it's historical, and it's cool. I want one. Need a Colt 1911 Government. Got that covered. I got a Vepr 12 on the way. Good job getting that Vepr 12 because those are super thin. Did you get the fixed stock? I bet it's, and even if it is a folder, I bet it's welded the entire way. If you happen to get one with just the tack weld, you did good. That's the gun you want. And you'll have fun with them. If you got any problems running light loads in that Vepr, or you plan on running light loads and it's not working too well, get a hold of me. Ask me. I'll tell you how to do it. Or you can watch my video. That's all what's there is years of getting those Veprs up and running. Barrel, yes, I need a barrel. I want a VZ58. I want one. And God, I had the opportunity. And you know what? So many of them were hitting the market and drying up at the same time. And it's just trying to buy. And, you know, especially import stuff like that. Import first. I keep saying that. Yeah, I want a barrel bad, but I don't know rifle or pistol. That one, the pistol's available right now, but it's 223. Yeah, it's cool. In the barrel, I bet I should have both. I really should, but I kind of want the rifle in it. I don't know. I'm kind of pistoled out and braced out. You know what I mean? I don't know. I ditched all my 9mm PDWs for a 5.56 bull pups. Oh, that's okay. If it's a IWI Tavor or a SAR 95, and yeah, you don't realize how cool and how handy and how compact those SARs are. Until you have one, you don't realize they're so handy and so short and so maneuverable. Who needs a SBR when you got that, you know? But I love my Scorpions. Now, I do feel kind of, if I was up against just some, you know, Bobos on the street, no big deal, you know. But if you were up against anybody with skill and equipment and some training, 9mm, I don't know. You want a rifle round, you know. But God, there's no better truck gun or quick, handy home gun, you know. So much fun. I don't think I'll ever get rid of those Scorpions. I love them so much. They're just a blast to shoot. I burned through a couple hundred rounds of 9 at 2AEDU's shop, or not his shop, his event. I had fun with that. What Baofeng model you recommend? Got them pulled up. Here, there's one. It's real simple. Everyone recommends this. This isn't me. This is other people recommending this. Let me put on my glasses so I can read this. And you'll find the one. It's like Amazon has their choice, you know, the one that they picked as the best deal there or whatever. So I got this radio, an extra battery pack, the charger, this antenna and some longer, thinner antenna, all as a package for like 40 some bucks. But you can get the plain radio and battery, and I think it comes with a charger for 25 bucks, I think. It's a UV5R. That's the one you want. And I'm telling you, they're kind of confusing. And make sure, make sure it comes with the programming cord and the good programming cord. You'll see it. Look around. Make sure it comes with a programming cord, and it's one of Amazon's recommended ones. That's what I would say. But make sure you get the programming cord, because it's useless without programming some of the channels in there, and it tells you what website to go to pick your area, the repeaters, the police, the fire, a whole bunch of stuff. So at least you can pick up conversations and start playing with it and getting used to it, because it is, I haven't even read the manual. I just mess with it, and I found all these different commands and things to do. So it's just get one and play with it. I charged it once and I've had it on for hours and hours and hours, and it's still going. It's interesting and it's cool, and it will be very helpful when you need it. Let me tell you. Say no to a 223 pistol. Why do you say that? Call me ballistics. Yeah, anything under basically 10 and a half inch. However, my little 7.5er, I was pounding it out at nice groups too at 100 yards. I was amazed. Now, you don't get the tumbling and all that because the feet per second aren't up there, but it's nice. Started out with ABX 95, then added 2 AUGs. There's another one I want to add to the collection, an AUG. I'd like to have an OD green AUG, although, God, I got a lot of OD these days. I got to start getting some other stuff. Anyhow, boy, we've been going a long time. I'd like a SCAR 2, says Orion Fixer. Even more, I'd like to have the money to buy one. Yeah, me too, right? And I wanted a Belgian one. I wanted one made in Belgium. And I started getting interested in looking at them and getting serious about it right about the time the last of the Belgians were popping out here and there. And I cheesed out, and I should have just bid the extra $100 and got it and been done. But no, I had to try and, I'm only going to this. I would have had it already and done at a good price. And now they're getting higher. And now I can't find the Belgians as much, or they're crazy money. But at the end of the day, the American made, I don't know that it's that important. I just thought that it'd be cooler to have the Belgian made. I think they'll always be worth a little extra money. And what do you think on that one? I don't know. What do you think of Atlantic Manufacturing AKs? They build really nice AKs. Don't be afraid of them at all. Bryce Rude asked that question. Thanks for stopping in, Bryce. We love having you guys here. I hope you're finding a lot of this interesting. I get some comments that, oh my God, all you do is babble and I can't stay on that long. Well, okay, if you can't stay on that long, get off. Nobody's twisting your arm, There's other channels. If you don't like it, it's not to be rude. It's just, God, why, if it's upsetting you, why are you hanging, It's me talking. You can come in and go as you choose. If I'm boring you, you're tired, go to bed. It's okay. You're not offending me. I'm doing this because I love doing it. And I'm not here to, whatever. But to even go out of the way to write the comment of, geez, okay, just shut it off. That's the beautiful thing. Anyhow. Save the Bees 96. I need an RPK, but boy, oh boy, those Vepper. Well, here's how you notice this boy, Vepper boy here, doesn't have a Vepper RPK either. Go get yourself a Century AES 10B. Okay, it's made by Cougar in Romania, and guess what? It is the closest thing to a Russian RPK you can buy here in this country, period. They're beautiful. They're nice. Get rid of the They used to come with military wood. Now they come with balsa wood. Get rid of that. Get yourself a set of military wood, and you're good to go. That's a great gun. Great gun. As good as the Vepr and a closer copy to the Russian. It is a Russian RPK. Okay. Yeah. So is the Mallet, but that Romanian RPK is a duplicate to what Russia had before the modern ones. So yeah, they're too pricey. I keep saying I'm going to buy one, threatening to, but I don't know. I got two. I'd like a Yugo RPK is what I'd like. But yeah. My Atlantic manufactured MD63 Battlefield pickup AK gets here Thursday. You're going to love it, dude. You're going to love it. I was never a big fan of the Battlefield pickup, but I can see why guys like them. I think they're cool. I think you're going to love it. And it's pre-scratched, right? You don't have to worry about banging it up. You can go have fun. You're going to like it. They build nice stuff. They've been doing a really nice job for a while. Primary arms for AK. Are you asking me which one? Is that what you're asking me? Viking Outlaw showed up. What's up, man? Haven't seen you in a long time. 1 times 2x, 3x, ACS reticle, primary arm chevron. All good. Yeah. I agree. I do find it, while I'm used to it, I never feel quite as accurate with a chevron for some reason. And especially at like the 200-yard, when the top point of the chevron, I don't know the best way to show you. Let's say my finger is the chevron. So here is 100 yards, right? But here, the bottom side of it is 200 yards. Well, on the reticle, that's that big. That's there's no difference. Aim for the belt buckle and hit it. When you get to 3, 4, 5, and all the wishing distances, I wish I could hit at that distance. Then it's more useful. But that chevron between the top of the chevron and the bottom of the chevron, not the bottom of the V right here. It's that as wide as the line is, How do you it's tough. I do like them, don't get me wrong, and I'm so used to shooting them, but I set them at a 25 yard zero. And then for a belt buckle hold, and you're good between 25 yards and 300 yards essentially. Rock, thoughts on a good mid-range optic for the SAM 7? So here's what I did on my SAM 7. I ordered up a let me think. What did I do on that one? I had an extra Arsenal side mount, right? Now, the Arsenal is a full-length rail side mount. It's kind of big, right? It's like this long all total. And even the braces that go to the top pick rail of it, they're long. They come down. They work great. I've used them. I have one on my Krebs. I've used them for the longest time. But they are big. They don't weigh a lot, but they're big. They sit a little higher than an RS Regulate. And I'm using it because I had them. And they're my second choice next to RS Regulate. And then, of course, there's it's the SAM 7. And these are Arsenal mounts. They're branded Arsenal, all that good stuff. So good to go, right? But on this SAM 7, I had thoughts that I wanted more than a red dot, but I wanted to be able to use it CQB, but I wanted it to be able to reach out a little further, especially since these things, I'm just not, my vision's got exponentially worse in the last 3 months. I don't know why either. Maybe it's starting to worry me a little. Maybe I got to go, but I don't know why my eyes are getting so bad. terrible. Like it gets worse and worse every day, and it's like I got to use them full time now to see anything up close. I can see fine distance, but up close, it's so blurry all the time, and it gets better and worse, better and worse. I don't know what's going on. Anyhow, so I wanted something to be able to reach out a hair further, and I went with the 3X primary arms prism. The reticle is for either a in this case, this was my 556 SAM 5, and I got it in the 308 or 223 reticle. They're the same reticle. And then your other one is either a 762 or a 300 blackout reticle. I put it on the gun, and at least with that Arsenal mount, it just sat too damn high. I couldn't get a cheek weld on it because those milled stocks just tend to slant down so much. And I got a chin weld at best, and I hate that. I want a solid weld, but it's not just going to require a different mount. It's going to require a different stock, and I don't want to change the stock. Or if I do, I just want like a cheek riser, I want it to look like a normal fixed stock. And yeah, it just, if I tried even a Velcro on one, the whole 9 yards, but it didn't fit right. And I finally got it on there, but it looked like garbage. And the Velcro hurt the side of my face and whatever. I think it would have worked out really well. I think I'm going to move that optic to my AR-10. I think it'd be perfect because I can't remember if it's 16 or 18 inch barrel, but I did more like a, not like a DMR rifle in that. I did a shorter carbine-ish, roughly, maybe not a 20 inch barrel. And I thought that's perfect. I can use it CQB up close. You can still use that 3-power with 2 eyes open if you have to. It doesn't freak you out that bad. And you can use it to, essentially like 3. You can go longer than 300 even, but to 300, that's a no-brainer with that thing. And with the bullet drop compensator, the ACSS, and all the other stuff, I think it'd be perfect. And it's sitting a little higher on that gun, doesn't matter. So what am I going to do? I'm going to try and get a RS Regulate, I guess, and see what I can do. Maybe I just got to go to a red dot, but I just thought it kind of a shame. I thought I could get a little more distance and accuracy out of that SAM 5 and 5.56. So I don't know what I'll do. I don't know. I haven't seen too many solutions either, pictures, or run into somebody running one and be able to ask them, hey, how's that working for you? So I don't know what to recommend on there. I know what would probably work best and easiest, and that would be an RS Regulate and probably one of their micro red dots, their advanced one, or maybe the Holosun 510C, but that may, that should be okay. You should be fine with that. My eyes are screwing up lately too, but it has been 3 years since I got new. Yeah, me too. I just go in and now I'm up from like 2.25 to like 3.25. I just grab them 3.5. I bought like the strongest they had just so when I'm working on stuff, I can actually see it. What is that? IVP? Oh, yeah. Variable power. Yeah. Rock crashed? What do you mean I crashed? Did the stream stop or something? Good call on the SAM. Mine works fine. What are you talking about? What did I say on the SAM? Vortex 3x prism on my SAM SF. with RS Regulate. Good combo. Yeah, I can see that. And on the side folder, that works, Anyhow, man, we've been on 2.5 hours. I got to get. Anyhow, save these questions. We'll do some optics stuff next week. We'll talk about optics, and I'll show you guys some. We'll talk about our loadouts and anything else you guys want to talk about next week. I'll stay on here for 30 seconds, a minute longer. You can type your ideas, what you want to talk about down here. Leave a final comment because I'm going to read through these comments later. If I missed your comments, guys, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I try to read them all or at least answer all your questions while we're in here. Okay, let me look and see who asked me specific stuff if I answered them. What comms was that you had 20? Oh, it's this one. I'll read it off again in case you guys didn't hear. It's a Baofeng, the UV5R. It's it's all over YouTube too. There's all kinds of stuff. How come everyone says it's junk? It's not junk. Basically, I guess they're all saying it's junk. Or the naysayers are, and then everybody comes to this radio's defense for basic. It's a ham radio, guys, essentially. And they're all saying how good it is for so cheap. And yes, there's better, but this does a whole hell of a lot. And there's walkie-talkie channels and stuff on here too that you can use without a license right away. So just get one and start messing with it. And if any of you guys learn some cool stuff to do on them or whatever, come in the chat here next week and tell us because I'd love to know. So let us know. We'll take it. You go 4-piece break from. Yeah. Let's see. Not sure if capacity would be adequate, but surplus OD CMAG might be an option. That's a great idea. Yeah. Mac, that's a great idea. I'm just going back through. I'm just tired, guys. You can tell I'm slowing down here. I'm tired. That's what last weekend took me out of it. We were comparing PSA waffle mags. Oh, yeah, with the Circle 10 mags. Yes. Oh, that's another thing. Damn, I forgot to mention that. So 2A EDU, for the few people that are left here, 2A EDU had the new PSA waffle mags, and I had my Circle 10 ones there. We put them side by side. Let me tell you something. That polymer is identical. The texture, the feel, the weight, everything. They're done really nice. They feel solid as hell. The floor plates are nice. Everything about them exudes quality that I got to say, I'll bet is everything that Circle 10 is. Now, as a bet my life on it, go to war thing, I'll stick with my Circle 10s. But at $20 instead of 45 or $50, man, that's a good range mag. And it's all steel lips, steel locking tabs, everything. Certainly better than what's out there in PMags, except for the Gen 3, which have the steel feed lips too. But what a nice mag. And from 10 feet, nobody knows it's it's not a Circle 10. The only thing that's going to give it away, frankly, without really close inspection, is the little logo at the center bottom. And it's not that obtrusive. So I'm glad I saw that. SP5 over the BNT. Yes, I agree. This is going to be a good discussion, the loadout. Yeah, it will be. Unfortunately, we got to get to next week. We just don't. That's going to be a long discussion. I was a guy with the PSA. Oh, yeah, I forgot about your PSA AK-103. We had another one there. And that thing ran flawless too. It was a great day for PSA there. Or you're like me, you never get them all to the range in any kind of rotation. I know. I keep meaning to, I got to exercise this one, and now that one needs to go for a walk, and now I got to take that one out on a date, and I got to, the guns never get out. Some end up staying as well-meaning as I am to get them out there. I don't get them all out there. I'm going to have to start keeping a log and I got to take what I take. See if I missed any questions real quick. Their paint's as good as their boxes. Yeah. Their boxes are just horrific. Tommy Guns, Rockford Ordnance, Chop Chop. Yeah, right. Yeah, in that Sam side folder video, and I'm running that. I did the slow-mo thing to show the fireball, but man, that trigger was running just perfect, and it was running at just the right rate. It was just chop, 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 chop. That's why they call it choppa. Got a choppa. Gotta love the chop. That's what I should have called this channel, Choppas. You guys could have nicknamed me Chop instead of Rock. Choppa. Gotta love the chop. Last I looked, my gunshots hit every kind of, you get the Sam 7, Sarah Code. No. If I do colors, guys, I'm just going to go black on those guns. I need a bra. Okay, so we went through everything. I'm sorry, guys. Everybody's fading out here. It's late. I'm sorry to keep you so long and babbling, but it was so much fun with 2AEDU. I just got to say, everybody there was awesome. And thanks to everyone who attended. Thanks for all you guys befriending me and being as cordial as you were. I didn't feel awkward not knowing anyone. Everybody was talkative, and God, I'd love to do it again, right? Hell, I did. If everybody did, we could meet in I don't know, a straight shot from there is probably only 5 hours for me instead of, because I got to go all the way to Mount Pleasant. But if we each drove 2.5 hours, or a carload of guys from each way, we could meet for breakfast or lunch somewhere. I don't know, maybe around Niles, Michigan, somewhere right there at the border near Indiana, probably. Probably only take you guys 2 hours and me 2 hours, and just have a little lunchtime get together, meet up at a gun shop or a gun show or breakfast, whatever, just for the conversation. It was good to get out there and meet have that time, meet at a gun range, whatever. It don't matter. It's like-minded people. Like I said, it wasn't about the shooting. It was just getting everybody together and meeting new people and talking and all that. Anyhow, all right, I'm out of here now. I just wanted to thank everybody, especially 2AEDU, Pillbox Bunker, Steve, everyone that was there. I really had a great time, and all the guns were awesome. And think about that loadout for next week, guys. And I'll be getting you another video here. I think I'm going to go to range tomorrow, have a little me time, but I will shoot some video for something I'll put up here. I don't know. So hang tight, and maybe I'll even jump in for a little live stream from the range tomorrow. No shooting, can't show guns, but maybe I'll show you around the range tomorrow. How's that sound? Or maybe I'll show you around my reloading bench a little tomorrow. How's that sound? That might be good. So let me know what you want to see. Give me a comment somewhere on a video or whatever. So I've said enough. We're going on 3 hours. Thank you all. Thanks for everything you do. We've got the super chats on. If you guys want to shoot a super chat and donate a little money, we'd certainly appreciate it. It helps to bring you all the videos we bring you and all the stuff and info we bring you. Always welcome. If not, just keep watching, keep liking, and keep subscribing. We appreciate it all. This was a bigger live stream tonight by a few people. So, hey, it's going the right direction. I remember when T2ADU, there'd be 15 of us on there, and now look at it. So anyhow, as always, Rockford Ordnance out.